This is a video of my Mitsubishi Delica that I'm putting on eBay. I've made this video for YouTube just so potential buyers can have a look, see how it runs. As you can see, I grabbed the manifold here just to prove it's cold. Completely cold. Got my hand right in the manifold. As you can hear, starts first time and always does. It's never let me down once. Glow plugs work fine. It's as good in the cold as it is in the warm weather. The pump seals have been changed and it runs perfectly, no cutting out whatsoever. Runs great. As you can see, the flashing diff light there that I mentioned, that's caused by dirty sensors on top of the gearbox. Nothing to worry about, but can easily be fixed if you take the sensor out and give it a clean. As you can see, the overdrive light is on. If I press the button here, as you can see, it's not sticking in. There's a modification you can make inside here. It's just a little spring that's actually came loose, so you strip this off and actually just reseat the spring, and that would stay on all the time. As you can see, it's got the electronic suspension. That's the sport mode there. If you press that, you can see the sport mode going off. That'll put the suspension softer and it will actually work automatically at below a certain speed and level out the bumps for you. As you can see in the car, it's maybe in need of a good clean. A valet wouldn't go wrong, but all the back seats are in good condition. The only seat being in poor condition really is the driver's seat, as I mentioned in the listing, and it's got a frayed edge in the hole here, and there's also a slight fray on the steering wheel here where somebody had fitted one of those devices for operating the steering wheel one-handed. If you look, the back seats are pretty clean. The only real problem with the back seats is actually, apart from a bit of dirt where I had something loaded in, there's just a hole there. And a hole there on the other seat. Apart from that, the seats are in perfect condition. As you can see, there's lots of room in these. Plenty of leg room to stretch out. Seats configure whatever way you want them to do. You can have them away to the side, away to the front. There's actually footrests as well. For passengers in this seat to recline on. It's actually quite good to use as a bed for sleeping there. As the back seats here actually fully recline. If you pull this lever, the seats pop up in place there and give a massive load area in the back. So as you can see, there's lots of room. If you put these seats forward, you can actually get 8x4 sheets in, which I've had before. When you put the seats flat down, you can get loads of 8x4 sheets of plasterboard or whatever in the back. It's got climate control, as you can see here. It's actually needing re-gas just now. It actually works the rear climate control as well, as you can see here. It's also able to work independently from the back here. So you can control the temperature from the back here, or the aircon from the back. As you can see, it displays in the panel up here. It's fully controllable from the front or from the rear. So if the kids are really annoying you, you can switch it off and disable it from the front so they can't muck about with it. I'll just show you the outside. You see it's got a sliding door. It actually auto locks itself. Alloys could do with a tidy up. I think there's one dent on the sliding door here. I don't know if you can make that out. There's a dent there. Going round the back, as I said in the listing, there's a small panel here that can be replaced, and it's got a bit dented. That was me. And some scuffs in the bumper. So I said, I have used the vehicle. It's not just been lying around, it's been used, and I've went off-road a couple of times and it's brilliant. There's a small dent there. The tow bar could probably do with a paint. Again, some more scuffs on this side of the bumper, and those dents here, and there's a dent there on the tailgate. All of this is easily fixable. As I said, there's not much difference between this and a really mint one that's going for about £4.5 grand sometimes. Again, mechanically this is sound. It's one of the most sound vehicles I've actually had. Just close the door of it. As you can hear, it's running away. It's actually pretty quiet for a diesel. Very good condition, no oil leaks at all. Fan's working fine. As I said, I've recently serviced it, oil change, changed all the transmission fluids in the auto box and in the diffs, and the front and rear diffs have been changed, and the transfer box oil's been changed. I put pads all round. I've changed the rear drop links for this last MOT, rear bushes. It's had the front anti-roll bar bushes done. The shop bushes are good. It's had new track rods, new ball joints, new wishbone bushes when I bought the car. As I said, this wear here in the tyres, you can see on the outside, you can see there's plenty of tread up to here, but actually the top ball joint was worn and it caused this to wear. But still perfectly legal. It's perfectly legal up to 80% of the tyre as long as you've got tread. As I say, it's just running outside past its MOT with this, no problem. As I said, it's got a hella 3000 spotlights. Those are actually quite expensive. And the worst dent on the car is on the bonnet here. Perfectly repairable. I've actually considered popping it out, but just I've not had time to get round to working on anything. As I said, this is a Super Exceed model. So it's basically got all the electric curtains, sorry, the electric blinds. The electric curtains are actually missing. I've fitted normal curtain poles there. I've got curtains for it, but they're pretty grubby looking, so I didn't actually list them. It's easy enough just to make up curtains for yourself and put the hooks on. So the rear sunshade is operated here. So as you can see, they open up fine, close fine. And as I say, electric sunroof works perfectly. A lot of Delicas have problems with the sunroof. This one is working fine. I serviced it myself, stripped it all down and cleaned it out, make sure it's in good working order. And that's it, folks, really. It's a good car. I'm sorry to see it go. It's been great in the winter. As I said, I've got this project here, which is a Fiat Strada Abarth 130TC that I'm currently restoring, so all my time and money goes in this just now, and I can't really afford to, you know, I've got the Delica, I've got a Skoda estate here, I've got an MR2 Roadster, so I can't afford to keep everything. It's the only reason I'm selling a Delica. It's quite expensive to run, it's not great in fuel, but as I say, you can actually run them in biodiesel, which I did make myself for a while, and it runs perfectly. As you can see, there's my biodiesel processor and the settling tanks here, so it runs perfectly in biodiesel. I'm considering just running my Skoda in biodiesel as well, because I can make it for 20 pence a litre, so it's considerable saving. Just noticed another dent on the wing here. As I said, it was last MOT'd, it's still MOT'd, I think it's September, and it was last on the road the end of March, end of May, sorry, when I put it off the road and put it in a Sorn, because you know, I can't afford to road tax every car I've got. So that's it, folks. Any questions, just drop me an email or give me a call. Thanks, bye.